guys, welcome to today's review of Season 1 of Netflix's The Witcher. As a bit of a background, I can tell you that I, just like about every other gamer, has played Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the hugely popular and successful video game from CD Projekt Red, released in 2015. I didn't play the preceding games, but enjoyed the deep RPG world building and storytelling of Witcher 3. I tried to listen on Audible to Blood of Elves, which was recommended to me as the first book I should read. Granted, I was listening to it on the train, but lost interest halfway through as I couldn't follow the names and families, time jumps and incessant talking. With that said, I sat down to watch the Witcher series, which I thoroughly enjoyed, except for one major factor, which you'll understand as I run through the story. There are three main characters that we follow in The Witcher, which is Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher, which is the super moustache man himself, Henry Cavill, Yennefer of Vengerberg, played by Anya Chalotra, and Princess Cirilla of Cintra, which is Ciri, played by Freya Allan. The first episode starts off introducing us to Geralt as a monster hunter and Ciri fleeing Cintra as it's attacked by Nilfgaard. Episode 2, we meet Yennefer as a cripple farm slave sold to a witch, Tissaia, when she spontaneously creates a portal and attracts the attention of the Mages Guild. Meanwhile, Ciri is on the run looking for Geralt, and he's off monster hunting. He meets a bard companion, Jaskia, played by Joey Batey, which is known in the video games as Dandelion. It's revealed that Yennefer's real father was a half-elf, and thus why she has innate magical abilities, and she begins her training at the Mages College. Episode 3 is like one of the quests in the video game. There's a constant feeling throughout the show that this is not medieval England. The music, the tone, the costumes and settings really give the whole thing a more Eastern European feel, which is of course appropriate, but none more so than the monsters. The one in this episode is a cursed, aborted daughter of a king. This episode also highlights the difference with The Witcher to many other similar themed shows, where he doesn't necessarily kill every monster. Where possible, he'll cure them or side with them if he feels they're being hard done by and misunderstood by humans, much like himself. He also meets Triss Merigold, played by Anna Schafer, another fan favourite character, while Ciri is on the run in the forest meeting the Dryads, and Yennefer uses alchemy to alter her twisted body. Episode 4, Time Jump. Now this is the episode where I realised what I was watching. While Ciri is still in the forest with the Dryads, Dandelion asks Witcher to help him by escorting him to court. When they arrive, they're greeted by the Queen of Cintra, who we watched die in episode 1 and sent Ciri off to find Geralt. Ciri's not even born yet, and it's her mother who's in court as the princess. This is when I realised that for 4 episodes, we've been watching at least 2 different timelines play out. Ciri is in the present and the Witcher is in the past. The natural next question was confirmed when we cut to Yennefer, who says that she's been a court mage now for 13 years. Witcher saves the princess and gets a surprise claim to Ciri when she's born. Episode 5 is basically where Geralt meets Yennefer. Dandelion gets a magic illness off a djinn or genie, and they have to search out a powerful mage to cure him. Ciri is having her own struggles with the shapeshifter, who's infiltrated the Dryad's home and convinced her to leave the magic forest. Geralt saves Yennefer from the djinn, and they get it on for the first time. Episode 6 is a bit of a cool side quest, where Witcher's enlisted by an old man and his 2 warrior women companions to hunt a green dragon in the hills. There are 4 teams, and it turns out that Yennefer is on one of the teams. It turns out that the old man is a gold dragon, and they're trying to protect the egg of the green dragon who's died. Yen and Witcher side with the gold dragon and are victorious over the others. They end up confessing their love for one another, but then she's convinced that he's used one of his 3 magic wishes from the genie in the last episode to cast a spell on her, so this is not real love and she leaves him. Ciri meanwhile is captured by the shapeshifter but gets away. Episode 7, and what only can be described as another time jump, this time to Episode 1. Geralt goes to the castle to get and protect Ciri, as the Nilfgaard army is on the march towards Cintra. The Queen doesn't want to give up Ciri, and ultimately has Witcher imprisoned in a cell. Yennefer meantime joins Tissaia at the Mages' Council, where they meet to decide if they're going to enter the war against Nilfgaard. We're now back at Episode 1, with the Witcher and Ciri's timelines both caught up, as Nilfgaard attacks, but Witcher escapes the castle in the opposite direction. They send Ciri off to find Witcher. Episode 8, and Witcher searches the castle after the battle, but doesn't find Ciri. The mages go to battle Nilfgaard on the last city before they invade the north. All timelines now converge, and we're in current time for all three major characters. Yennefer basically single-handedly defeats the Nilfgaard army by turning the fire of the burning buildings onto the troops. A woman helps Ciri, and as she tries to escape from her house, Witcher turns up and they find each other. She's been having visions, and her first question to Geralt is, who is Yennefer? So that was Season 1 of The Witcher. I enjoyed it, but for me, it never really hit the heights of Game of Thrones Season 1 or even the first season of The Mandalorian. Speaking of Game of Thrones, this is very different and way more magic and fantasy heavy. There are elves, dragons, fauns, abortion monsters, and if you can't handle a princess marrying a hedgehog man, which is actually a cursed knight, then this is definitely not the show for you. Every castle and court has a mage, and they influence the running of the world. It's also a deep dive into magic, and I love the way that they explained it. When Yennefer's receiving her training early on, there's an exercise with a rock and a flower. The students are required to levitate the rock, but the only way to do it successfully will also require the flower to shrivel and die. The Witcher is also fairly romance-focused, and in a lot of ways the whole thing really is a lot like a Hans Christian Andersen dark fairy tale. They've greenlit a second season, which I'll definitely also check out. My rating for Season 1 of The Witcher is 7 out of 10 stars. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed the content, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.